Hello students, I am your S.Sc teacher Mrs. Manju Sharma, and today we are going to start our new chapter of class 8th in Civics, Economic and Social Security. Students, we know that large scale economic activities take place in a modern developing countries. It is incumbent on the government to make laws so as to ensure that the profit making establishments of not exploit the workers. They also need to ensure the safety and security of the people. And in this chapter, we shall study the role of the government in ensuring the economic and social security. So, first of all, we know why do we need for laws. We have studied in the previous chapters that laws and governance and noticed that the government make laws to ensure that the people of the state live in a good conditions. Thus, laws are essentially designed to cater to the safety, security, and well being of the citizens. In a country where labor is available in a plenty, the chances are that it is a very cheap. Poor people readily work for large amounts in order to earn something rather than nothing. The entrepreneur exploits the situation to his or her advantage. For example, the rates per day in Delhi for the year 2012 were notified as 270 for unskilled and 298 for semi skilled and 328 for skilled labor. But the situation is different. So the government made some law for uh, ensuring the implementation of the law, and there are laws governing safety, health, pension, compensation for child workers, women workers, and so on. A few examples are listed here. First, Employees Provident Funds and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952. Second is Employees State Insurance Act 1948. Minimum Wages Act 1948, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Rules 1982, Child Labor Prohibition Regulation Rules 1988, Employees Family Pension Scheme 1971, Employees State Insurance Corporation General Provident Fund Rules 1995, Personal Injuries Compensation Insurance Scheme 1972, Worksman Compensation Venue of Proceeding Rules 1996, Minimum Wages Central Rules 1950. The list is just a sample, and the actual number of laws are far more which cater to previous various professions and field of work. Now we will learn about Child Labor Act. Children all about their working under various acts. The main object of child labor Act 1986 is to address the social concern and prevent the employment of children who have not completed 14 years of age in certain jobs like dhabas, construction sites, domestic servants, beedi making, and firecracker factories, etc. Any person who violates this and employ children below 14 years of age is punishable by a jail term of up to 3 years or a fine up to 20,000. Now, safety of workers at workplace. The various acts concerning industries safety provide for health and safety measures for the workers. Workers have to be provided with facilities of drinking water, toilets, cleanliness, disposal of wastes and effluents, ventilations and temperature, etc. by the employee. A summarized version of the Factories Act is placed in the book just to explain how elaboratory laws are written and various issues concerning health and safety. Enforcing the laws. Once laws are enacted, it is very important to ensure that all affected parties abide by the laws. The government has an elaborate bureaucracy and various agencies which are entrusted with the task of ensuring that all laws are being followed. Commonly, the following authorities send their representatives intermittently to inspect and enforce the laws. First is municipal inspections. The various sub branches of the municipality inspect the construction and structural safety aspects of the enterprise so as to reduce the possibility of an accident which could cause severe loss of life and property and the neighborhood. Next is fire department. They check the availability, serviceability of fire prevention means, their efficiency and the knowledge with the employees. They also check the availability and functionality of the emergency exit routes. Next is Environment Protection Department. They send their officers to ensure that all gases, fumes, and effluent are treated for toxicity and their disposal system working at the establishment. Next is excise and taxation. These departments also carry out inspections in order to confirm the correct payment of taxes and duties by the entrepreneur. the revenue from which is ultimately utilized for the public facilities and the common causes. Now we will know about industrial disasters. Despite all the check imposed by the government, there are instances where the chain of inspectors and agencies falter in their duties and there are lapses on account of security and safety. The world has seen many disasters of various magnitudes. Let us look at the case of Bhopal gas leak from Carbide factory at Bhopal, which killed and maimed thousands of people and their generations to come. Factors leading to the gas leak include: first, the use of hazardous chemicals like methyl isocent MIC, storing these chemicals in large tanks instead of over 200 steel drums, possible cording material in pipelines which lead to leakage, poor maintenance after the plant ceased production in the early 1980s, failure of several safety systems due to poor maintenance and regulations, safety system being switched off to save money, including the MIC tank refrigeration system, which alone would have prevented the disaster. The problem was aggravated by the location of the plant near a densely populated area, non-existent plants to safeguard against any major disaster. Such huge losses of life could have been possibly averted had the various checks required to be carried out periodically by the inspectors of various agencies taken their job seriously. Now we will know about the new laws of environment protection. Environment protection has taken a front seat in the world affairs as there is an imminent threat of the various life forms due to global warming and the depletion of the ozone layer of the atmosphere. The various steps taken by the government to reduce or control pollution are enumerated below. First, the introduction of CNG driven vehicles in many cities to reduce the hazardous emission of vehicles. Second, making it mandatory for all new vehicles to abide by pollution under control certification and quarterly checks thereafter. Third, enforcing industrial waste treatment before it is disposed into environmental both in terms of gaseous waste and liquefied effluent. So students, now our chapter is completed. Goodbye.